Hello, in this episode I would like to present one of the first German ISDN phones called Granat 1. The phone is from 1991, July 1991, Granat 1. BP says Bundespost, German Post Office. Post, you see that? Okay, good. And there's a couple of particularities with that phone. So even if it's a phone from 1991, it's worth being collected because, there's a couple of particularities. The first particularity, the phone perfectly works on my PBX and I can dial into whatever I want. And we will hear the current time, date and time. It gets connected.
Beim nächsten Ton ist es 10 Uhr 47 Minuten und 0 Sekunden.
Okay, so what's the particularity of that phone? When that phone came out, it was one of the first ISDN phones, I already said. In Germany, the ISDN DSS1 ETSI or CPT specification of ISDN was not ready yet. And that came later. So that phone uses a German homebrew D channel protocol called 1TR6, and it speaks only 1TR6. And nowadays, of course, there is no access to 1TR6 anymore. So I'm using a PBX that is able to translate. These PBXs were sold in Germany in the 90s, and able to translate 1TR6 into modern DSS1 Euro ISDN, and that enables that phone to be used. Okay, so functionality wise, that doesn't do too much, right? So we have these direct call keys, we can dial a number, we have redial, and then there's a couple of functionalities that actually don't get used too much. You can park a call, you can transfer a call, and you can change the DSDN code point, which means you can change from a voice call to a fax call during a call or something, right? Okay, so I'm going to call the phone. So it's not really spectacular, it's just spectacular that phone still works somehow. Because, as I said, it uses a German special type of D-channel protocol, and the German Post Office then changed to DSS1 in the end of the 90s. At the end of the 90s, but before that we had a particular protocol, D-channel protocol, and PBXs. There existed ISDN PBXs that were able to translate from the one protocol into the other. Okay, so I know that ISDN is always sold as it still does nothing in the United States. In Germany, we had a lot and lots of ISDN installations in customer homes. The reason was that copper pairs were extremely scarce at a certain point, in particular after reunification of East and West Germany. All copper went into East Germany. There were essentially no pairs available, and the advantage of using ISDN is that you can have two phone numbers on one pair, one U interface pair to the customer, so you can upgrade your customers from a POTS pair, analog pair, into a ISDN and give them more numbers and two channels at the same time, which was quite an advantage without actually laying copper into the earth, because no pairs were available at that time. And that is one of the reasons why ISDN was so successful in Germany. Okay, I think Germany, Switzerland, and Norway had like 90% of all ISDN installations in the world, and at the top ISDN was like 60 or 70% of all lines in Germany. Okay, great. Thank you.